The last emperor of Brazil is Pedro II, of course. But the weird part is, he gave up his power voluntarily when the military came around because, I quote, he was tired. Actually, I didn't quote that. But come on, let's jump into Pedro II, last emperor of Brazil. He was born with the name in Portuguese, which is on the screen right now. But I know, it's amazing, right? They named the Brazilian emperor a name in Portuguese because in Brazil, they speak Portuguese because it was a Portuguese colony. Who would have guessed? Okay, so he was born to the first Brazilian emperor, Pedro the First of Brazil, and Pedro the Fourth of Portugal, because at the time they were in personal union, so he had two different titles, but then he abdicated in Portugal. So Pedro II was born in Rio de Janeiro on December 2nd, 1825. BT Dubs, he was the first Brazilian and only Brazilian emperor to be born in Brazil. That's weird, isn't it? His dad abdicated when Pedro was 9, and a regent ruled for many turbulent years. When Pedro was declared of age to rule on July 23rd, 1814, when he was 14 and 7 months, people really age fast back then. Okay, the country was plagued with instability, but Pedro tried to understand his subjects, and this caused his popularity to soar, and he was what they described the mediator of political life in Brazil due to the instability. It was a newly formed nation. He worked to guard, I would say, Brazil from the US and UK, its sovereignty, and in the War of the Triple Alliance, led the war against Paraguay, and got prestige in the new territory for Brazil. When the economy was in tatters, he suggested growing coffee instead of sugar and started to build infrastructure throughout the country. In his time, he made sure that there were peaceful government power exchange that prevented one party from taking over the nation. In 1888, his last decree was to abolish slavery. Then on December 15th, 1889, the military had a coup and overthrew the government and forced the emperor to abdicate. So, they said he gave up his power because he didn't want another civil war. But they also said he was tired of being emperor because he had been emperor for 50 years, guys. Can you imagine having your job for 50 years? Okay, the family fled to Europe and he died in Paris on December 5th, 1891. Yeah, well, they said the coup also started because he abolished slavery. Okay, guys, hit that like, subscribe, see you next video. Sorry this video was a little late. That was just the timing of everything. Okay, see you guys next week. Also, like, share, subscribe. See you next week.